Welcome everyone to the Bhagavad Gita class. Every day we have a Bhagavad Gita class at 6. And we'll start by singing a Jai Radha Madhava. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Girivaradhare Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajanarajana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajanarajana Jaya Yamunatira Vanachare Jaya Kunjabihari Jaya Yamunatira Vanachare Jaya Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunjabihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Pramanandi. So today we're reading from chapter 3, the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Thank you all for coming. And we have the verse up on the board, so I'll read the Sanskrit, and then we can all recite. But first let's sing the prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Utsideyo rime loka. Nakuryam karma chedaham. Sankarasya chakartasyam. Upahanyami ma praja. Utsideyo rime loka. Nakuryam karma chedaham. Sankarasya chakartasyam. Upahanyami ma praja. Utsideyo rime loka. Nakuryam karma chedaham. Sankarasya chakartasyam. Upahanyami ma praja. Would anybody like to recite? Utsideyo rime loka. Nakuryam karma chedaham. Sankarasya chakartasyam. Upahanyami ma praja. Utsideyo rime loka. Nakuryat karma chedaham. Sankarasya chakartasyam. Upahanyami ma praja. Okay, we'll do the word for word. Utsideyo would be put into the ruin. Ime, all these. Loka, worlds. Na, not. Kuryam, I perform. Karma, prescribed duties. Chet, if. Aham, I. Sankarasya, of unwanted population. Cha, and. Karta, creator. Syam, would be. Upahanyam, would destroy. Ima, all these. Praja, living entities. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these worlds would be put to ruination. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I would thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. Purport. Varna Sankara is unwanted population, which disturbs the peace of the general society. In order to check the social disturbance, there are prescribed rules and regulations by which the population can automatically become peaceful and organized for spiritual progress in life. When Lord Krishna descends, naturally he deals with such rules and regulations in order to maintain the prestige and necessity of such important performances. The Lord is the father of all living entities, and if the living entities are misguided, indirectly the responsibility goes to the Lord. Therefore, whenever there is general disregard of regulative principles, the Lord himself descends and corrects the society. We should, however, note carefully that although we have to follow in the footsteps of the Lord, we still have to remember that we cannot imitate him. Following and imitating are not on the same level. We cannot imitate the Lord by lifting Govardhan Hill, as the Lord did in his childhood. It is impossible for any human being. We have to follow his instructions, but we may not imitate him at any time. The Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33, 30-31 affirms, Naitat samacharit jatu manasapi yanishwaraha vinashyat yacharan modyat yadharudrobdhijam visham ishwaranam vachah satyang tatheva charitam kvachit tesham yatsva vacho yuktang buddhimang tat samacharit. One should simply follow the instructions of the Lord and his empowered servants. Their instructions are all good for us, and any intelligent person will perform them as instructed. However, one should guard against trying to imitate their actions. One should not try to drink the ocean of poison in imitation of Lord Shiva. We should always consider the position of the Ishwaras, or those who can actually control the movements of the sun and moon, as superior. Without such power, one cannot imitate the Ishwaras, who are super powerful. Lord Shiva drank poison to the extent of swallowing an ocean, but if any common man tries to drink even a fragment of such poison, he will be killed. There are many pseudo-devotees of Lord Shiva who want to indulge in smoking ganja, marijuana, and similar intoxicating drugs, forgetting that by so imitating the acts of Lord Shiva, they are calling death very near. Similarly, there are some pseudo-devotees of Lord Krishna who prefer to imitate the Lord in his Rasa Lila, or dance of love, forgetting their inability to lift Govardhan Hill. It is best, therefore, that one not try to imitate the powerful, but simply follow their instructions. Nor should one try to occupy their posts without qualification. There are so many incarnations of God without the power of the Supreme Godhead. So before attempting to speak, I would like to offer prayers to our spiritual teachers from whom we have received this knowledge. Om Jnana Timarantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And before beginning to speak, I also like to seek the blessings of all the devotees assembled present. Please give me your blessings. I received only very short notice to give this class. One other devotee was supposed to give it, but they were sick. So I'm trying to cover on their place. So please give me your blessings that I can say something that will be pleasing to the Lord and beneficial to all of you for my own purification. Vancha kalpa drubhascha kripa sindhu bhyevacha Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So I read the verse once again. If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these worlds would be put to ruination. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I would thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. So this verse is being spoken by Lord Krishna. And so in this verse we can see how Krishna, he's very merciful, he's kind to all living entities, because he's concerned always about the welfare of all living entities. And that's why he's trying to act in such a way that by following his example, then people will be benefited in their life. So that's why Krishna says that I perform my prescribed duties, even though I don't have to follow any duties, because I'm the Supreme Lord. I will not be bound by any kind of karma or anything. But still, just to teach the people, then the Lord, he performs, he carries out his prescribed duties. For example, in the Krishna book, it's nicely described how the Lord, he carries out his morning duties when he was living with his queens in Dwarka. He would rise early in the morning, and he would take to meditation, meditate on the Lord, and he would give in charity to the brahmanas, and he would do everything just as is expected of an ideal householder to teach us. But then again, there are some activities that the Lord performs which we cannot imitate, as Srila Prabhupada explained here in the purport. For example, the lifting of Govardhan Hill. Nobody can lift a mountain on their finger. And also, he married 16,108 princesses. So we can't do that. For us, it's even difficult to manage one wife or one husband. So, we can imitate Krishna. But we should understand that what we should do by Krishna's instructions. So Krishna here in the Bhagavad Gita, for example, Krishna gives us different instructions for how we can, how we should follow, how we should live our life. For example, in chapter 4, Krishna explains that there are 4 varnas and 4 ashramas, the brahmanas, kshatriyas, vaishyas, and shudras, and according to our nature, then there are certain occupations that are most suitable for us, and according to our ashram also, like if we're a student, if we're married, if we're retired, like this, then there are certain duties also that we should perform. But and most importantly are the duties pertaining to the soul, because we're actually the soul, as Krishna explains in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita in chapter 2, that we should understand that our actual identity is the soul, and we're spiritual soul, part and parcel of Krishna, and we're actually the eternal servants of Krishna. So actually the most important duty of every living entity, regardless of whatever stage of life he's at, whatever position in society he is in, is to render service to the Lord in whatever capacity he has. And so Krishna advises that whatever state of life you're in, you do your duties as you're supposed to do, and then you offer the results of that to Krishna. In chapter 3, Krishna says, Niyatam karmatvam karmajyayo he karmana yad sharira ryatyarapi chate na prasedyet karmana. That we should perform our duties, because without working, we cannot maintain our body. So we have 2 duties in this world. We have our material duties, which are like in relation to our body, and then we have our spiritual duties, which are in relation to the soul. Mostly, modern society, they just take care of the body, not doing anything for the soul. And that's why people are not satisfied. They always feel like there's something lacking in their life, because, they're not caring for their actual true self. It's like if we have a bird in the cage, and somebody just takes care of the cage very nicely without taking care of the bird that's inside the cage, not caring to give it food. They just, clean the cage nicely, and then the bird inside is, dying, it's starving. So similarly, if we only take care of the body, which is just like a covering, not caring for the soul, then we can't experience any satisfaction or happiness. We always feel, empty. So that's why, it's so important to understand the spiritual knowledge, because then we can understand what our true identity is, and the way to attain real happiness in life. So this is the wonderful knowledge that's given in Bhagavad Gita. And so the best process to connect to the Lord is through devotional service, by chanting the holy names of the Lord. That's especially recommended in this age. Chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the best and most easiest way recommended, especially for this age of Kali, to revive our lost relationship with Krishna. And then by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can awaken our love for Krishna. And then whatever we do in our life, naturally we'll want to do it to please Krishna, because we love Krishna. We realize that He's our best friend, a most merciful person, most kind. And so, just like in this verse here, Krishna's He's the Supreme Father of all living entities. So He's always concerned about how the living entities will be benefited in this material world. And so He always arranges, this also described in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, why the Lord descends. It says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata adbhutanam dharmasya tadatmanam shajamiham. That whenever and wherever there's a decline in the practices of religion, principles of religion, and a predominant rise in irreligion, then I descend myself. So sometimes the Lord, He descends Himself, or sometimes He also sends His representatives, different devotees, empowered devotees, to spread this message of God consciousness, of Krishna consciousness. And so in this way, and then, and so then when Krishna comes, then He also establishes this knowledge, and He passes it down to His devotees, like to Arjuna. And in this way, He establishes a chain of disciplic succession, so that this knowledge is then passed down from students, disciples, teachers to disciples, and so that this knowledge is always present in the world. And whenever this chain is broken, then the Lord Himself, or He sends somebody to reestablish this, reestablish the chain of disciplic succession, so that the transcendental knowledge is always available in the world. So whenever the living entity realizes that, this is a place of suffering, and they inquire, about what the purpose of life is, what my true identity is, then they can always have that knowledge, they can always find that knowledge, and avail of that knowledge, and then they can perfect their life. So this is Krishna's kindness upon us, and Krishna is in our heart. It's said that Krishna is like the soul and the super soul, because Krishna is in our heart. As super soul, He's in the heart of every living entity, and said that the soul and the super soul are like two birds sitting on a tree. Shri Radha Gokulanand ki jai, Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So it said that, the soul and the super soul are like two birds sitting on a tree, and so one bird is the soul. He's like eating the fruits. He's trying to enjoy life, and then the other bird is the super soul, and he's just watching. And He's just waiting for us to turn to Him. So once we become frustrated with trying to enjoy this material world, and we turn to God, and we inquire, is there something greater than, is there something more to life than just, trying to enjoy my senses? Then the Lord, He becomes, He helps us in all regards to actually attain to that spiritual perfection. So as soon as somebody, there are so many stories, like, we hear, it's always interesting to ask devotees how they got to know about Krishna, and how they came to Krishna consciousness, because we see that Krishna acts wonderfully in the lives of whoever is sincere. For example, I can tell the story of my father, because he was born in Brazil. And yeah, there was no temple there. There were no devotees there, but still in his heart he had this, strong feeling that there must be something more to life than just working hard in all week and just trying to enjoy on the weekend. And so yeah, he was just like praying and thinking like, how can I find something more to life? And so then somebody told him that there was some yoga class happening in another city. So then he got the bus and he went. It was like 100 kilometers away, whatever. But he was really, fed up with his life, so he decided to go try it out. And in that yoga class, then he heard about the Bhagavad Gita. And so then he was thinking like, oh, I should read the Bhagavad Gita. So then he told one of his friends that he would like to read the Bhagavad Gita. And then it so happened that on his birthday, that friend actually gave him a Bhagavad Gita of Srila Prabhupada, like as it is. Like one devotee must have given that friend a Bhagavad Gita. And so he gave it to him, and then on his birthday he got that Bhagavad Gita. And then, so by that time he had already decided that yoga class was not really what he was looking for. He kind of got a bit fed up with that. So then he just took the Bhagavad Gita and he went to live in the mountains. And he was just living like in the mountains by himself and just reading the Bhagavad Gita again and again. And he said that when he was reading the Bhagavad Gita, he noticed that Srila Prabhupada very often, he was speaking about the importance of devotee association. How devotee association is so important for one to be able to actually take up this process. And so then he was like, oh my God, I need to find devotees. And so then, he was just like talking to the villagers and then telling them, that he got this book and he would like to meet devotees. And then they said, oh, there's one nice devotee family just in the next village. So then he borrowed their horse and he went to the next village and he found them there. And he was so attracted by those devotees, and they were really nice to him. They brought him in, and they had like a big set of Srimad Bhagavatams in their shelf. And he said that when he saw the Srimad Bhagavatam, he had like this strong impression that he had seen it before. He was like, oh my God, I know this book. But he had never seen it before in his life. So he was really attracted. And then he stayed with them, he was helping them. And then they told him that there's actually a temple not too far from here. And they told him that there's a big festival going on and you should go visit. And so he went. And there he decided to join. So you can see how Krishna makes different arrangements for somebody who wants to come closer to him. As soon as we desire to, as soon as we turn to the Lord and pray to the Lord, then he makes all different kinds of arrangements. He arranges, people to meet us and tell us different things that gradually bring us closer and closer to Krishna. So all we need to do is be sincere in our heart and pray to the Lord, and just look for the hand of the Lord in your life. Some people they ask can you see God? And we can say that the devotees, they say that they see the hand of God in their life, because even if we don't see God face to face, if we just try to see the Lord in our life, we can see how the Lord is arranging everything for us. Those who look for God in their life, they can see how Krishna is arranging everything for his devotee to come closer to us. There's a nice verse in the Bhagavad Gita 5:29. It says, Bhoktaram yagitapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvbhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. That one who understands that the Supreme Lord is the Supreme Controller, the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices, and the ultimate well-wisher and best friend of all living entities, then he attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So one who understands that, Krishna is actually our best friend, and he's also the Supreme Controller, then, that person attains peace, because he understands that everything that's happening to me is happening for my benefit, because it's being arranged by my best friend for my benefit. And so, So then he's peaceful. And he also understands that the Lord is actually the supreme enjoyer. So then he's not in anxiety about trying to, make so many arrangements for his own pleasure, but instead he tries to make arrangements for the Lord's pleasure. And that's actually how we can be happy, because we are all parts and parcels of the Lord. And so when the Lord is happy, then we also become happy. Just like, Srila Prabhupada gives this nice example, and it's actually in the Bhagavatam as well, that, there's this nice verse. It goes, Yatha tarormula nishechanena dripyanti tatskanda bujopashaka prano bahara chayatandriyanam tathaiva sarvarhanam achyuteja. That just as by watering the root of the tree, all the branches and leaves of the tree, they become nourished. And so similarly, also by supplying food to the stomach, then the whole body becomes satisfied. So similarly, when we worship the Supreme Lord, then all the different parts and parcels of the Lord, that means all living entities, all the demigods, everybody becomes satisfied, because the Lord, He's a supreme whole, He includes everyone. So by serving the Lord, that is the right way to make ourselves really happy. Instead, if we try to, separately try to enjoy ourselves, say if the hand, instead of putting the food in the stomach, it wants to just enjoy the food just by mushing it in the hand, that's not going to work. It's just going to become frustrated. So similarly, that's what's happening to us also. People, they just try to enjoy themselves, but they just become frustrated because, as I explained in the beginning, we're the eternal soul. So we need eternal happiness to satisfy us. And any enjoyment that's available in this world is so temporary. And so, we're just frustrated because we can't continue to enjoy for very long. Just like if we have like a nice meal, there's only so much we can eat, and then we have to stop. Otherwise, if we keep on eating, we'll just, we'll have to suffer indigestion. And everything is all the enjoyments are temporary. Like if we watch a nice movie, also has to come to an end, and whatever. So the only way to attain eternal happiness is to try to satisfy Krishna, dedicate all our activities to pleasing Krishna, and that way we can always be happy in whatever we're doing, because everything we do, we're doing for Krishna's pleasure. And Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishasi satyam te pratijane priyosime. He says, always think of me, become my devotee, always worship me and offer your homage unto me. And in this way you will definitely come to me. So these are the things that Krishna asks us to do that will please Him. So the first thing is to always remember Him. So that we can easily do by always chanting the holy names of the Lord. If we always chant the names of the Lord, then naturally we can remember the Lord. So that we can do, while we're working, while we're cleaning, while we're cooking, while we're walking. And we can always, chant the holy names of the Lord and remember the Lord. And then we could also dedicate all of our activities to the Lord. That's why especially we have a nice program. Like every day we wake up early, and first thing we do is we just remind ourselves that I'm the servant of Krishna. We come before the Lord, we pray to the Lord, we chant His names, and then we hear from the Srimad Bhagavatam about the process of devotional service. Again, we hear about Krishna, we remember Krishna, and then this gives us like a boost early in the morning. So then we can then dedicate all of our activities that we do during the day to Krishna. And then again in the evening we come together like we're doing now and read the Bhagavad Gita, remember Krishna again, and soon after we'll have the arati for the Lord. So in this way, by practicing on a daily basis, then we can remember Krishna and become really happy. So, and then at the end, Krishna says, in chapter 8, which is called Attaining the Supreme, he says, Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tyajat yande kalevaram tam tam evaita konte sadat ad bhava bhavita. That whatever state of being you remember at the time of death, at that state you will attain. So if during our life we always practice remembering Krishna, then at the end, if we remember Krishna, antakale chamam eva smaran muktva kaleram yaprayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshaya. Krishna says, whoever remembers me at the time of death, then he will come to me. So while we're during our life, we should always try to remember Krishna. And then, it's said that at the time of death, whatever we focus most on during our life, that's what we'll remember at the time of death also. So during our life, we should always try to remember Krishna, and then at the end, we can, at the end of our life, we can attain to Krishna. We can go back to the spiritual world, and there we don't have to suffer anymore of any of these miseries of the material world. In this material world, I was just reading this morning in the Bhagavatam, it said that there's so many different sufferings in the material world, and modern society, they're always trying to make various arrangements to minimize suffering. For example, we need to, instead of having to walk for a long distance, they made cars. But then in order to make cars, then there's so many other sufferings that come around. You have to make roads, and then there's traffic jams, there's pollution, you have to dig for the oil, make the cars, work in the factories, and all of these things. So, the Bhagavatam says that actually this kind of activity, trying to minimize suffering, is just like you have a burden on your head, and it's giving you pain on the head. So then you just move it and you put it on the shoulder. So then you feel some relief on your head, but actually you still have the burden. You still have to carry it. So Srila Prabhupada was explaining in the purport that actually this world, there's always going to be some kind of suffering in this world, because actually this world is a place of suffering. The Bhagavad Gita says, Dukhalayam shashvatam. It's a temporary place of misery, because this world is not actually our home. This is just a place where those who didn't want to serve Krishna, they came here, and so it's kind of like a prison house. And so, we shouldn't try to waste time just trying to make adjustments to be comfortable in this world, because it's not actually possible. Rather, we should, just try to tolerate whatever suffering comes to us, and instead we should focus our main time and energy on trying to get out of this world altogether. And that's the only way that we can become eternally happy and free from all suffering. So, I think I'll stop here. Does anybody have any questions, comments? Yes? He's there on the altar. We have to, now it's our duty to spread this message to everyone in the world. I was saying that God comes and He establishes a chain of disciplic succession. So He came and He established the chain of disciplic succession. So we have the knowledge. The chain is not broken. We have all the perfect knowledge. It's all here in the books. And there's nothing lacking. We just need to be serious, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, read the books, follow it, and we have everything we need to make our life perfect and go back to Godhead. And I was explaining in the class that whoever is serious about knowing about God, about putting an end to the miseries for good in this world, then Krishna helps them to find us, to find the knowledge, and we just need to be out there for the people to approach us, and then they'll come, and then they'll find the knowledge, and they can also be delivered.
we have the instruction, there is no immediate, like everyone is accepts Krishna. So in that sense, it's like an invitation to like, why can't we just live now?
Yeah,
Or does that have to be
you can. The thing is, it's up to you. It's up to us. We have our free will. So Krishna doesn't force us because he wants pure love. So love can't be forced. So Krishna wants us, to come out of our own will to him. He can't force us. He doesn't want to force us to come to him. So what Krishna does is he makes the knowledge available there for us. And whenever we want to come to him, then he will help us in all ways to come to him. It's said that if you take one step towards Krishna, then he takes 10 steps towards you, because he's so eager for us to come to him. But we have to take that initial first step. So it's not like, Krishna's just going to come and liberate the whole world automatically. Everybody is individual. Everybody has their own desires and their own free will. And yeah, everybody has to make their own choice of whether they want to come to Krishna or they want to continue suffering in the material world. And that's their own choice. I'm not familiar with this. I know Sharanagati. The other one I'm not familiar with. Does anybody else want to say something? Yeah? Oh yeah, that's a nice point. Yeah. So Krishna was saying that actually this the Lord does appear in this age of Kali in the form of His holy name. There's a nice verse. It goes, Kali Kali Namarupe Krishna Avatar. That in this age of Kali, the Lord has appeared in the form of His holy name. So this is actually the most merciful incarnation of the Lord, because everybody can chant the Lord's holy name, and attain the same benefit as if they would have the association of the Lord. We chant purely. Yeah. So by chanting the holy name, we can deliver ourselves from this age of Kali. Unwanted population. Yeah, I guess there are certain samskaras that are prescribed for like getting good children, and so if we follow those rules and regulations, like it's prescribed like we chant 50 rounds before, and then we can we do sex not just for enjoyment, but with the purpose to get good children. And then we do it with the right consciousness. And then also, of course, when we take care of the children to raise them nicely, give them good education and all of that, then then the children grow up to become responsible people and devotees of the Lord. So that's a great science. You had a question, a comment? My father told me many things. One thing that I remember that he always said was that we should depend on Krishna, that Krishna will always take care of us, that we don't need to worry. Yeah, and that was always like his motto in life. Like my father, he never had any kind of like profession. So we always kind of just like depended on Krishna to survive, and we always survived well. We always had everything we needed. So that kind of like got ingrained in me. Like Krishna definitely always takes care of his devotees. We don't need to like worry about, how am I going to eat, how am I going to survive, because, if we just focus on, trying to please Krishna, trying to serve Krishna, then he makes arrangements for us, he takes care of us. It's said like Krishna's the richest person, and he's the kindest person also. So just like, any ordinary master will, any person who we work for, they'll maintain it, they'll pay us. If we do advertising for a company, they'll pay us for it. If we do any kind of service for them, they'll pay us. So similarly, Krishna, if we dedicate our lives to spreading Krishna's message, to telling others about Krishna, then Krishna, he'll definitely maintain us and take care of us. Okay then, we can stop here. The arati is going to happen in a few minutes. Thank you all for your kind attention, your nice comments and questions. Hare Krishna.